the one who dominates, leads for an indefinite. So now look at what they call an adjective has an effect. Something has to color it, or change its size, or appearance in any other fashion, to improve upon, or to take away. First, let's look at protein, being possessing inner or physical strength, powerful, exerting or capable of exerting strong physiological or chemical effects, as in potent liquor or potent toxins, exerting or capable of exerting strong influence, as in potent arguments, having great control or authority, as in a male able to perform sexual intercourse. Now let's look at inward, lacking physical strength, or weak, lacking in power, as to act effectively in others. Now see that they want to make you important. They want to ruin your potentiality. They don't want you to know that you are also the very source of things. But they can't let you find out that you find that way. The liberty means having unlimited or universal power, having unlimited power, and to be in control as a title given to God, Allah, Yahweh, Adonai, Mythos, Hashem, or Dios. That's right. It says that the Creator breathed into your spirit or essence, and you became a living soul. Be it the Bible or the Quran information, the facts still remain that the presence of deity is in you and is you. 17. You are indeed omnipotent. 18. In the all, and the all is in you. 19. All was beautiful. All came, and so can you. 20. You merely have to realize that you the power of divinity. Like a fountain soars to the sky. They're like a phoenix rising out of an own ashes. You must be aware of the divine in you. Bring it to the surface of your being and share it with others. Help to make good people better, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Have the potential to be anything by what you create in your minds. 26. Note the prefix of potential, which is potent, meaning power, or taken from the Latin potus, meaning powerful. 7. Note the definition of the word that translates as Yahweh, taken from the Sumerian to mean Yahweh, good and great. Simply means master or rule something. This could be either positive or negative. And the Arabic Quran, we have God also master. 30. Let's use it positive. There you go. If it's supposed to be a family kingdom, it's not the adverse force of 6 people. And they realign themselves with it. Can awaken your potential. Or your potential. They merely have to be called upon by yourself. Necessity is usually the most encouraging force to awaken. 6a, the majesty of body, soul, and spirit. 37b, your higher inner quality, link those higher potentials out of the body that nearly complete the beckoning call. 38c, the ability to govern circumstances, humans, and the potential. All of this is there within you as a deity, but you must turn it inside out. Scroll 3, 19 times 3 is 57. No. Do you know someone whose life is a mess? 2. Or someone who wanders listlessly through the silent corridors of time? 3. Or someone who hasn't the slightest desire to discover the deepest meaning behind each doorway? 4. Or even someone who fears the fact that truths that would reveal his or her weakness for submitting to myths and mythology without personal investigation? 5. Do you know someone, or are you that one, who has accepted religion in whichever cloak it was wearing? 6. Are you afraid to search then for yourself, whether it is factology or theology? We see and accept the fact that facts are our religion. Where there are no facts, there is no true religion. Family. 7. Can you face the fact, even if what you believe is wrong? Make sure that before you involve yourself or allow your children to be involved in any organization, that you do a thorough investigation on its policies as well as its founders' beliefs. The family guide. 8. Do you know someone who has joined a fraternity, a sorority, a club, a gang, organization, or foundation without investigating facts behind its founder? 9. Are you one who hears words and doesn't investigate meanings for yourself? 10. Or are easily impressed by charismatic leaders with no facts at the base of their lectures or sermons? 11. Of course you are, too, because the world is filled with such persons. 12. Isn't it a tragedy? 13. They suffer miserably for years without even realizing that a little seed in the right direction would fill their cups overflowing. 14. You know such people would walk past our tabernacle quite frequently. 15. I used to study them carefully. 16. For they were a picture of complete depression. 17. They had or still have themselves convinced that they're going to heaven. They therefore have no need to perfect their earthly life. 19. They live on all levels of life and feel that if they have nothing, 20, then they are not supposed to have. 21. Thus, also feel that if they have anything, then they're supposed to have it. 22. They never consider getting up or helping others to get up. It is important that you help others, but it is more important to teach them to help themselves. By doing this, you help yourself. 25. In these types of people, religion keeps them believing that they are the righteous. They are self-righteous until they are confronted by the true seekers of right knowledge who ask questions based on facts. 27. Children of the Anunnaki, Elohim, are those who seek knowledge of their original. The worst of self-righteous persons are those that I've learned to in what many consider a very fortunate financial condition. These are people who didn't even have to work, so they never worked their fullest potential. This is because they were given freedom and unreachable heights, and in most cases, a given wealth, not an earned one. Imagine that. What wasted potential. 33. While others worldwide are trapped in poverty, this fortunate individual takes advantage of life. 34. He wastes valuable time just because he can. 35. He is incapable of understanding the importance of the moment. There is an under and an over. Man mortals stay under while God stands over. Come on. 36. He purchased the art and never the black people. 37. People like this will die without any known medical cause. 30. They will die of sheer boredom. 39. Many die before they lay down their life. 40. Fortunately, there are only a few whose lives are completely apart. 41. Where they are uninvolved and detached from the realities of life, living in their own world of unreality. 42. Although most people do not dwell in this fantasy, there are still many of us who do not use enough of the latent qualities with which we are all blessed. These qualities are not specific talents, such as being the head of a business, having an artist's touch, or hitting home runs at every swing. 44. They are inner endowments, gifts, and abilities upon which we never draw. The interest that is our lives into us. 45. The consequence is life that lacks purpose. Think. 46. The purpose of life is to discover and develop the potential we possess. 27. The factors which influence this objective are complex and often diverted by mixed emotions and material goals. 48. The stream of life becomes disoriented, and close currents. 49. Mind and emotions are under the pressure of modern life until goals fade into the hopelessness. Ideas presented here are intended to help you simplify the major undertakings of life to a few basics, which will bring the goal into view again, and you will begin overtaking your life. Well, the basics as simple as possible. A. Possess a seldom considered attribute of spirit that is usually not allowed to function in your life, but which can help you conquer adverse situations. Possess extreme or inner qualities which, when organized and directed towards meaningful accomplishments, can reach your high potential. C. You possess the ability to these basics are applied, they will help you get more from life by simply giving more to it. This does not mean more time, money, or any of life's outer conveniences. This means more of the incomparable inner self, which is the mystic potential that changes all things. Scroll forward. Live through your whole being. 19 times 2 is 38. Lord, let us begin by examining the focus of your life up to this very moment. 2. The highest aspect of your being were not visible at birth. 3. This would tie in with your higher senses, activated by your barotheric gland. 4. These higher senses are telepathy, being able to send messages and communicate from mind to mind. 5. Clairvoyance, the ability to see into other dimensions, clear vision. 6. Psychometry, the ability to hold an object for a particular individual and be able to tell all about them. 7. Intuition is the ability or second awareness about something before it happens. 8. Since the removal of this gland, you have been made or disconnected from the higher sense. 9. These senses allow you to communicate directly with the Anunnaki, your higher or spiritual family. 10. You have only the animal aspect of your nature exposed. 11. Being helpless, the animal aspect was given every intention. 12. It quickly learned that it could depend on others for everything it needed, and sometimes it never learned otherwise. 13. Some people, like those who die of boredom, expect to be entertained or fed throughout life. 14. It never occurs to them to do something on their own. 15. They are never challenged to bring forth their own inequality because they are not self-motivated. 16. The inequalities do not ordinarily shine forth entirely on their own. 17. They must be discovered, developed, directed into positive chapters. 8. To do this, one needs to know the mystery of his own spiritual majesty. You may ask, what is this? 20. It is the strange nature of his inner paradox and the true extent of his latent capabilities to control life. 21. When this kind of knowledge is gained, a new revelation lightens one's consciousness. A different aspect of your nature is always present. However, it is seldom stimulated in the physical or visible world. 24. It begins to participate with growing frequency and effectiveness in your undertaking. Think. 25. To simply designate these different aspects of your spiritual nature as differing from your animal nature is hardly satisfactory. 26. Spiritual nature means too many different things, too far, too many different people. 27. The term is not inclusive enough to mean what I wanted to say. 28. Yet, it must often be used for lack of a better definition. 29. Rather, it is your whole being that benevolently invades your personal affairs. 30. Using your animal nature for all purposes for which it is intended. 31. Giving direction and purpose from a different center of focus. 32. And the only way to save it from the spiritual nature. 33. Therefore, let us search for the viewpoint of yourself. 34. This will help to put into functional operation. 35. Some of those facets of your being which convince you and blind. 36. Yes, and even boredom often conceives. 37. We will remove the outer mask and let the inner man show his real self in the world. The inner potential will have the opportunity to perform.
All right, excellent. So that right there
why are you not investing
is
into one of the most incredible
the journey within, right? That's basically a template, you know, a template, prospectively speaking. That's the template for us to realize the importance for taking a look in the mirror, um, and to making that decision to be in the asset, right? To not settle for anything less than greatness, to not settle for anything less than what we feel that we should be valued as, and that is our weight in gold. Right? So again, this is your man Ali coming to you live from the B More area, no Baltic Moors area. This is your Massey territory, right? Because indeed I am Yamasi, right? Um, Also, my pedigree, right, as a Yamasi is a Nubian original Shoshone, Choctaw, Amare, Washita, Amor, Incan, right? The Amaru Incan, Amaru people, right? You know, so um, and what we always like to do here at the Ramesses Lounge on Clubhouse, right? This is being recorded though also on Zoom, YouTube for our 19.19 channel, right? We like to reiterate the importance for people to attain assets, right? To realize that they are the value, right? To realize even more importantly that we need an economy that is all about honor and integrity, right? So us as Yamasi people, we should have our own economy, right? That we should be patronizing and supporting. So that's what we always like to talk about here at the Pharmacy's Lounge, right? On Clubhouse, right? Here on the Clubhouse app, right? Just to be clear, so that people that are looking at this on YouTube, right? Um, we are live recording on the Clubhouse app, and on the app, we call it our actual house is called the Ramesses Lounge, right? So that's why you'll see in the message that it says here at the club, here at the Ramesses Lounge, right, and in the Clubhouse app. Right? And so we're doing this recording here live, right, so we can upload it into the YouTube space as a premiere. We're recording on Zoom, right, for our YouTube 19.19 channel. Okay, so if you all decide that you want to join the live recording, you have to share your email, right? So we'll talk about that a little later. However, I just want to, not take too much time and give some updates, right, about the importance in us being active and patronizing and supporting one another, right, by way of our Yamasi economy, right? It's about, hashtag Yamasi people's economics, right? Yamasi people's economy, right? An economy that's all about honor and integrity, right? With appreciating value, right? And no doubt respect, right? Um, so, you know, we want to, reiterate the importance that people should want to patronize and support an economy that's about honor and integrity, right? And commerce. And then also us as Yamasi people, we um we realize that it's important to retaining our sovereignty. So we are about commerce, right? And realizing the importance in um, knowing our rights, the law, things of that nature. So which goes hand in hand in commerce, right? Um, so in supporting the Yamasi people's economy, you're supporting a people, right? An economy that's all about the that's all about saying that we should be retaining our sovereignty. We should be retaining what we no doubt by nature have the right to do, and that is exercising our rights of uh, the organic constitution, right? The articles and any treaties that may relate to us, right? So um, here at the Ramesses Lounge, it's many different aspects that we like to share, encourage people to research and be active in. However, here at the Ramesses Lounge, and right now we're reiterating the importance to be active in patronizing and supporting the Yamasee people's economy, right? Um, and also reiterating the importance of realizing that people are the value, right? And realizing that people are the value, we're supposed to be attaining assets that reiterate the fact that we know we are the value, right? And the Ramesses Lounge is sponsored by the Yamasee Golden Star People's Foundation Exchange. So I know you'll see that on the channel. You see Yamasee Golden Star People's Foundation Exchange. Well, whenever we do our recordings here on Zoom, YouTube 19.1, and the Ramesses Lounge on Clubhouse, right? It's coming to the people. It's sponsored by our Yamasee Golden Star People's Foundation Exchange. An exchange like no other, a foundation like no other, because we have various services and gifting ideas as a solution to the people that we share and encourage people to no doubt patronize and support us, because we are all about treasuring people's support, right? And that is what's comprised of our Yamasee people's economy, right? So you'll see on our foundation, like on the home screen, you'll see we have various services, various collaborating partnerships, right? That makes up our ecosystem, that makes up our economy, right? Um, we reiterate the fact that we as Yamasee people, or any forward-thinking people, any Golden Star people who want to be a Skywalker, should know the importance of saying our credit score, our score as far as credit score should not define us to saying whether or not we can be offered or be able to receive credit, right? And with that being said, in attaining assets, one of our collaborating partners makes allows us to attain credit without having to have a credit score, because you're able to use your assets if you so decide, or if you so decide to do so. You can utilize your assets as credit, right? And that's what you see there as a PMTMLO secure credit line, right? To where your assets is your credit, and you're able to liquidate your assets by way of this platform. That's the service that they offer, right? Um, so everything that we here in the foundation, everything that we talk about here at the Ramesses Lounge, right, is about giving people awareness, encouraging people to research what can make them better people in commerce, better people in everyday living, right? Everyday living that, instead of just living to live, we're living to thrive, right? Knowing about, knowing about assets is very important. Knowing about the fact that we should be looking at ourselves as the asset and attaining assets, right? It's very important. Putting assets to work for us in the global market, because that's our value, right? That's our value. And because we have assets, we're able to then put those assets to work in the global market, which then in turn creates cash flow for ourselves, right? Not having to trade our time to receive cash flow is one of the utmost importance. So all of the collaborative partnerships you'll see here on our homepage, it's all about encouraging people to put value to work in the global market, right? So you'll see there the V999.9 has blossomed into and working in tandem with the GNS and mind-based token, right? And you actually can create an account with the mind-based platform that allows you to put your value to work in the global market that allows you to receive an asset known as the mind-based token, right? It's all about assets. It's all about yourself being the value. And the only way that you can reiterate and know the importance of having value is that you have to attain assets, study assets, research assets. What's the best assets that can go to work for you in the global market, right? Um, and then again, as I said, and knowing that we are the value and realizing that we are the value and we're not supposed to settle for anything less than that, well, here at the Ramesses Lounge, we reiterate the importance of collaborating and partnering with platforms and or companies, right? Because when you're dealing with these platforms, you're actually dealing with organizations that are in the global market, you know, be that national or international activity that they have that you can, you know, actually put your value to work. Um, when you're partnering with these organizations or companies, you're putting your value to work. It allows you to have cash flow. It goes hand in hand with realizing that once you correct your status and correcting your status and realizing or knowing who you are, you're no longer afraid to be active in commerce. You're no longer afraid to utilizing your what they call your name, right? Because your name is making reference to you and your estate. Your name is not you. Your name is what you create or use for commerce. And in correcting your status, you no longer should be afraid of opening up accounts on the global market or in the global market. Right? I'm just, you know, right now, I'm speaking in interest, right, to those that are aware and know the importance of being active in commerce, right? Being active in the global market. You know, and I know I said we were going to talk about the Ramesses Lounge and the updates on um, the app, the campaign for the app fundraiser. We are going to talk about that, but not right now. Just wanted to, you know, actually pique everyone's interest in the importance of us being the value, the importance in us obtaining assets that we can put our value to work in the global market, and putting our value to work in the global market, right? And making it clear, reiterating the importance that on our homepage, these collaborating partners, these collaborating platforms allows us with ease, with simplicity, to put in our value to work in the global market for attaining assets from the global market, right? By way of these platforms. Right? And as I've stated, correcting one's status, right? Nationalizing so that your paperwork precedes you. That's the whole purpose in correcting your status. That's the whole purpose in um, becoming a national or aligning yourself to your your government, right? Your tribe, right? Because that's about correcting your status to where now you are aware and know the importance of nationality, nativity, and things of that nature. You're no longer um, moving as a minority. You're now moving as a majority, and you should not be apprehensive or not wanting to be active in commerce, right? um, Wanting to engage in commerce because you now know what law is and what law is not. Right? You're no longer worried about, you know, having to be affected by ordinances, statutes, and codes because you know that ordinances, statutes, and codes are for people that deal with colorable law, right? And in knowing your nationality, knowing who you are, and in addressing that, putting people on notice in your various jurisdictions allows your paperwork to proceed you. So you no longer have to be worried about saying when you open up an account, oh, that puts me into a compromising situation to where I'm now in someone's jurisdiction and they can um, trespass against my person or violate me, right? Well, they're already doing that because if you don't correct your status, they will always want to trespass against you or violate your person because they realize by you not dealing with nativity and nationality, they know that you don't know the law. They know that you don't know your rights. So they're always going to violate and trespass against your liberties, right? So here, us as your Yamasee people, right? Um, Yamasee people that's actually nationalized, um, affiliated ourselves with the governing body, right? No longer dealing with political, agendas, but we're now dealing with jurisprudence. We're now dealing with humanity and uplifting ourselves, uplifting each other, right? And so thus we are all about uplifting uh, all people, right? We all about uh, humanitarian uh, movements, right? We're all about uh, a mission to uplifting ourselves. Okay? And so when you're talking nationality and nativity and talking tribe, you no longer have to worry about saying that you're dealing with um, a U.S. citizen point of view or a United States of America point of view, and 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 not wanting to uh, and not having to worry about avoiding um, communicating with people saying that you are responsible for an alleged debt, right? We now know who and what we are, and we now know what our rights are, right? So, and I said all that to say that we should be willing and not apprehensive in opening up accounts in commerce, right? Because in correcting your status, there's a difference between you as a entity, right? I mean, you as a flesh and blood being, and the entity that you use to engage in commerce, and there's a separation between the two, right? Um, as I said, for those that like to know about status of correction and the importance of that nationality and nationalizing, we go into that when people ask, right? If people don't ask, we won't go into the importance in knowing the steps that you take to correcting your status and or nationalizing on the record, right? But we our preference is to dealing with commerce. Our preference is reiterate the importance of knowing that we are the asset and putting value to work in the global market, and partnering, collaborating, opening up a actual operation for yourself, or as they say, business, but opening up an operation for yourself, whether it's online, home base, or internet, doing for yourself, not trading your time and settling for wages and tips that someone else says that you are worth or valued as, right? That is actually what the movement in nationalizing is all about, right? And nativity is all about. right? And tribing up, becoming affiliating yourself with, tribunal activity, right? Affiliating yourself with with your governing body, and not just saying that you are a part or active in a clan, right? In your, in your particular um, clan, right? It's important to be affiliated with your the governing body to the tribe, right, or for the tribe, right? And then the last actual collaborating partnership that, well, we're going to talk about tonight before we talk about the updates and what we're going to be doing here at the Ramesses Lounge with our Yamasi trivia challenges, gaming, um, fun gaming activities, right? Where we receive currency for those that are actively participating. You can receive currency when you are actively playing, right? When you are actively in these activities, right, with us, right? Um, we're going to talk about that after we talk about this last collaborating partner on the homepage. So on the homepage, we have what you see here, right? If you see the cursor with the symbol of love, right? With the who symbol within the six-pointed star, right? With the two with the two pyramids on top of each other, right? Um, intermingling with each other. The two pyramids, with the symbol, right? With that symbol that says love in every language, right there in the middle, right? If you see the cursor there, right? This collaborating partner here is pretty much our own solution, right? Um, in in social media activity, right? And creating currency flow for those that would like to be active in social media activity and receiving currency for doing so. This is what this collaborating partnership is about, right? The 999.9x solution is in a collaboration with the 25x club, right? And that is basically dealing with social media, right? To where you're assisting the foundation with, to gaining more exposure, right? And in doing so, you're able to receive currency, cash flow, right? A free will offer donation from the foundation for your participation and sharing, right? Posting, texting, you know, um, um, sharing video about what you're wearing, right? A shirt that we have that you can attain and to help us market and promote, right? The shirt that you see me wearing, I'm gonna cut my video on for a moment. The shirt that you see me wearing here, you can actually attain it, right? The PMT MLO, right? Golden Star People's Foundation Exchange, right? And the Aurora Transfer Service, together changing people's lives for the better, right? So I'm gonna cut the camera back off. I don't want to have the camera on right now, right? And oh yeah, so Ramesses Lounge, I cut the camera on the Zoom, so you all are not able to see because there's no camera on the clubhouse. So that's why it's important for those that are able to share their email. And when we do live recordings on Zoom, you're actually able to see when we um, cut the camera on and with a visual, right? Anyway, so I was just actually showing those that are able to see, right, that when you share on social media and talk about the foundation, the Golden Star People's Foundation Exchange, you're talking about the foundation, well, you're actually marketing and promoting, right? And for each share on at least 4 social media outlets or platforms, you'll receive a free will offering donation, right? For a certain amount each time you share, right? And the social media shares, right? With this 999X solution, these social media share activities are actually working in tandem with um, the 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 Ramesses Lounge, um, the Ramesses Lounge attendee parties, right? Comp plan, right? So you have to actually be participating in the Gold Standard Uplifting People Party comp plan in order to be comp for your shares on social media, right? So, in order to participate, you actually have to be an active member, right? So, what I'm talking about right now is really pretty much only for active members with the Ramesses Lounge and or those that are active within our state trust, right? Um, so this, in order to market and promote with us, you have to be an active member with the Ramesses Lounge, right? And or the estate trust, right? And it's just another added aspect of, it's just another added avenue to where cash flow is coming in, right? For your participation in the Ramesses Lounge um, fundraising aspect and or the state trust fundraising aspect, because everything is about raising funds for the foundation, no doubt, right? However, your participation with us raising funds, it is a collaborating effort. It is actually a free will offering donation coming from the foundation. Because you're giving your free will offering to the foundation, you're actually able to receive a percentage on the activities. You're able to receive a percentage from the fundraising activities within our foundation. So it's all about receiving cash flow, right? It's all about reattributing cash flow back to all those that's participating. And there is a certain amount automatically that's incorporated within our comp plan, right? Where our free will offering donation comes from the foundation, right? The template is the comp plan is our template that allows us to actually um, see what your percentage is, right? And that percentage, it no doubt um, accumulates, right? It appreciates. And even though, as I've stated before, once you start doing your free will offering donation of whichever tier, whichever position, whichever amount that you want to do every month, that even though you're paying that same amount with the free will offering donation that's coming from the foundation, it's going to increase more and more. It's going to increase more than what you are doing your free will offering donation amount of every month, because it's based on actually uh, it's when you look at it, you can look at the percentage is actually royalties reattributed back to you, right? Because you're collaborating, you're partnering with the foundation, you're partnering, collaborating with us, you're actively participating within the Yamasee people's economy, right? You're participating with the Yamasee people's economy. This is Yamasee economics. This is what Yamasee economics is all about. It's about as as a people, because we are patronizing and supporting, being active within the Yamasee people's economy, we're able to receive a percentage. right? So as I've stated before, the Yamasi people's economy is all about reiterating the importance that the people should realize that they are just as much as the asset, they are just as much as important as the foundation, right? The foundation is made up of us, right? And so because the foundation would not be reaching any goals if it was not for the people, we we treasure the support. So we reattribute the currency in an incentivized way back to you for your active participation, right? So again, I'm always saying this is just piquing the interest for those that are ready to receive cash flow, for those that are ready to receive our free will offering donation in return for their active support, right? It's all about being of value. It's not about only giving to an organization, right? It's not just about giving to the foundation. It's about being able to receive cash flow from your participation. And as I've said so many times before, there should it should be in our minds to not want to give our energy, our time, our support to any organization, to any company, to any government that don't want to look at the people as the value and attribute currency flow to people just as the people are giving cash flow to the organization or governing body or organ or foundation, whatever the case is, because the people are the value, the people are the assets. And just as assets work for people in commerce, well, each organization, um, each whatever organization that any people are supporting, they should be looked at as the asset and receiving currency flow, cash flow from that organization, right? That's our motto. That's what we feel as the Yamasi Golden Star People Foundation Exchange, right? That's what we feel as the foundation, the PMT MLO, our Smartest Investors Foundation, that the people are the asset. The people are what is the utmost important, right? Um, so yeah, for those that realize that they are the assets and you would like to be active in the Yamasi people's economy, right? Well, it starts here, right? Becoming an active member with the Ramesses. I mean, becoming an active member at the Ramesses Lounge, right? Because the Ramesses Lounge is what's going to be the segue into the estate trust within the foundation. Okay, but we're starting here at the Ramesses Lounge so that people can grasp what group economics really is and the way that group economics works, right? The way that group economics works, it allows everyone to succeed, not just the organization or the company, not just the government, not just the whatever it is that someone is supporting. The government, the whatever government, whatever organization, whatever company, whatever corporation, whatever the case is, the entity is not just supposed to be receiving currency. As a matter of fact, even more importantly, the entity is supposed to be making sure that the people's pockets are replenished so that we all are thriving in a healthy, flourishing economy. That's what allows an economy to flourish, is that the people are appreciated. The people are looked at as the value, as they really are, right? That's what the Yamasi people's economy is all about. That's what we are always going to be trying to reiterate here at the Ramesses Lounge, the importance on the people being the asset, right? So enough about the homepage. Next thing we're going to talk about is, as I said, um, here at the Ramesses Lounge, we want to have the Yamasi trivia challenges, right? Gaming activity, right? And you can receive currency from participating with us, right? And no doubt it's all about raising funds for the foundation. And because you're actively participating, you receive currency in return as a free will offering donation from the foundation, right? So one of the activities, I know I've mentioned it before, however, we are really ready to start it, where we're going to be having um, um, backgammon tournaments, right? And then the tournament, the playoffs, for those that are able, for those that go to the playoffs, um, we the playoff for the finale of the tournament will be held in our very own metaverse known as Lydian World, right? Lydian World is where we're going to be having our playoff, right? After we have the tournaments, here at the um, um, Ramesses Lounge here on Clubhouse, right? For those for those that are interested and would like to participate, okay, so um, the playoff, I mean the backgammon tournament will begin on the 13th of January. For all those that are interested in this fundraising event, right? Gaming fundraising event, for those that would like to participate, um, it is a free will offering donation of 27 um, 27 bucks to participate, right? A free will offering donation of 27 bucks to participate. Okay. And for those that participate, and for those that do their free will offering donation, they are able to receive um, a first, second, or third place winnings, right? It'll be a free will offering donation from the foundation. Of course, the foundation is, the funds raised for the tournament will be being raised by the foundation, of course, right? So the funds being raised by the foundation, um, the first, second, and third place, the funds will be split by those who come in first, second, or third place, right? And as I said, it's a free will offering donation of 27, and it's going to be a certain amount that's going to go into the pot, and a certain amount that the foundation will keep, of course, because it's about raising funds for the foundation, right? And the foundation is only going to be keeping a couple bucks. The rest of it is going to be for those that decide to participate, right? And this is just the beginning. This is going to be a lot of fun, right? As I said, it's going to be a tournament that will be held here. Okay, so um, it'll be Monday and Friday, right? For January, our 2 days that we'll be doing live at the Ramesses Lounge on Clubhouse, and it's going to be recorded on Zoom. The 2 days out of the 7 days, right, will be Monday and Friday, right? As I stated, the goal is to be 4 days out of 7 days, right? So, but right now we're going to be 2 days, okay? And so on the by the 13th or by the 12th, by the 12th, those that would like to participate have to have their free will offering donation in so that we know who's going to be participating in the tournament, okay? And then also the next outstanding update is that this is by exclusive invitation only. I know I put that in the details, that it's by exclusive invitation only. That let me unlock the phone again. By exclusive invitation only to become a become an active member here at the in the Ramesses Lounge. To become an active member here in the Ramesses Lounge, you have to be invited in, right? So we have right now, I think it's 20 members at the Ramesses Lounge. Right? So everyone else that's going to be invited in will be invited by the 20 members, right? It's by invitation only, right? And so that is the only way to come into our lounge is by invitation, exclusive invitation, right? And each time you invited someone in, it's going to be a percentage from your activity of inviting them. All of what currencies you receive is based on invitation, right? So the free will offering donation of, let's say, 7, it's going to be a certain amount that you'll receive because your your invitee decided to do a free will offering donation of 7, right? If they decided to do a free will offering donation of 8, it's, each tier is is a free will offering donation, and it's going to be a percentage of what you receive as the inviter, right? As I said, this is always all about raising funds, right? And because we're raising funds, this is about our own economy, funds being raised for the economy, right? And it's not just we're not just raising funds so that we can reattribute currency in an incentivized way, percentage going back out. No, it's also going to be activities. It's also going to be, as I said, your Massey trivia challenges. Like, and for those, and it's going to encourage people to want to know more about our culture, right? To know more about His Excellency Chief Black Thunderbird Eagle, right? Because one of the, I'm not going to go into the trivia game, not going to go into much of it. We're going to hold this for another time. However, I'm just going to speak about it a little bit. Um, one of the trivia activity games, it will be your Massey people's things, your Massey people, your, your Massey people should know, right? Sayings that your Massey people should know about His Excellency Chief Black Thunderbird Eagle, right? That would be one of the games, right? Or in another game, I'm going to say 2 of the games. Another game would be your Massey, uh, uh, your Massey familiar debates and feuds, right? Like family feuds, but instead of it being family feuds, it's your Massey familiar feuds, right? But that's 2 of the games. One and as I said, one of the games will be, well, both of them is going to be about, we should know our information about the Patarak. We should know about, His Excellency Chief Black Thunderbird Eagle. So different sayings that His Excellency, we as His Excellency's people, right? Us as a nation, as a people, should know about our our chief, right? So that would be um, one of the games, right? One of the trivia games, right? Um, and I'm putting that together now, and it's going to take some time. So we probably won't get into like the trivia games until maybe by, I'll say, June, or by our new year, by His Excellency's, by Chief Black Thunderbird Eagles, right? By the Savior's Day, by by our the Savior's Day, the powwow, right? We may have that game may be ready then, right? That trivia game, trivia challenge game. So, and that's just two different ideas, two different um, aspects that's coming, two different trivia game aspects that's coming, right? To encourage us as humanity to want to know more about, right, patarak, about our way, right, which is right knowledge, to know more about sound, right, and exact reasoning, because we should be able to know these different questions. We should know the answers, right? And it's going to be a lot of fun. Like they say, that's going to be later. But for right now, we're going to be dealing with backgammon as the first gaming aspect, as the first way that we're going to be raising funds. This is the first game that we're going to be utilizing is backgammon, right? And the tournament will again, the playoff tournament will be in our very own metaverse in Lydian World. However, we're starting the tournament. We're starting it here at the Ramesses Lounge. Okay. Um. So let's see what else. What else? Um. But yeah, that's all. That's all I want to talk about today. That's the only updates I'm going to go into today. Will once people decide to start actually attending the Ramesses these live recordings on Zoom, and they'll be able to ask questions. When people ask me questions, I can home in a particular question instead of just basically um, dissertating and speaking as if people are asking me questions, right? It's not as, you know, the engagement is not as meaningful because I'm just trying to, think of questions that people may want to know about, may want to have answers to about the foundation, what the foundation is holding as value, right? Um, so, however, the important, the very, the most important aspect to our Ramesses Lounge that I want to get into people's minds, right, to realize is that we have to start patronizing and supporting our own economy, right? Start patronizing and supporting one another, right? And the foundation is, in my humble, right, mindset, I'm saying the foundation is the best core aspect, right? Allows us to have um, a working, how should I say, what's the best way to say? The foundation should be looked at as the, I'm gonna say it's the core aspect, but the treasury, because we do treasure and support. We do treasure your patronage and support, right? Because that's what an economy needs. A strong economy needs patronage and support. A healthy economy needs people, being active in commerce, right? So, um, and then even more importantly, when people are patronizing and supporting that economy needs to have a comp plan in place that reattributes currency back to all those that are participating, right? And that no doubt will in turn create cash flow for each and every one of the people that are actively participating, right? Our Yamasi people economy is going to be and is an economy that's like no other, right? Because when a people are appreciated, when a people are looked at as the value, their pockets are replenished. They are no longer looked at as debtors, just debtors and or consumers. Matter of fact, they're not debtors or consumers. They are the creditors, right? They are the creditors that are able to um, bring down and or keep any type of debt from getting out of hand, right? For, for any type of debt to have any type of unnecessary increase, right? Because people are knowing and realizing that they are the value, right? And the economy are treating the people as the value. That is the most important. That's what that is what's going to allow our economy, the Amassing people's economy, to be different than any other economy on the market. Any other economy, whether it's national, nationally or internationally, right? Here or abroad, the Amassing people's economy, right? And um, and this by way of this foundation that's like no other, it's going to reiterate that yes, we are like no other. We are the people that are encouraging other nations and other people to look at their people as the value, right? So, with that being said, for everything, if people go to Star Group people, hopefully you all found value or heard value. Some of what I was saying, I know a lot of what I was saying, I was kind of like jumping all over the place, or you know, um, going here and there in pockets, talking about what it is that we should know or what it is that we should be homing in on, right? Because it's so much more that I'm feeling the need to share. However, it's not time, right? Because there's no people here asking questions, and we're not even actually um, actively participating in the massive people's economy right now. So, of course, I'm not going to disclose a lot of the different, you know, intricacies to the massive people's economy right now, right? Because it's not necessary for that to be out in the public like that, right? The people, it's better for this ecosystem. It's better for this Yamasi people's economy to already being up and active, right? With people patronizing and supporting it, right? It's better for people already to be, you know, um, looking looking at and saying that we have our own economy as Yamasi people. It's better for it to be that way than for it to be introduced and no people are actively patronizing and supporting the ecosystem yet, right? Or the economy yet, right? Because this is a new market. And indeed, as I've said so many times before, with any new market comes, right, the the time and the space for founders and pioneers in that new market space, right? Because that's what we're actually bringing as a solution, a market space that allows people to be appreciated instead of the entities that's created in commerce or commercial activity, right? Um, it's about the people to be appreciated now because we need an economy that's just as strong as the information that we are yielding or sharing with people, right? Our economy and us as a people need to be showing all the signs and strength as, just as strong as our way, right? And our way being sound, right, and exact reason, right? Given this ability, right? Having the ability to discern with sound, right, and exact reason, well, our economy needs to reflect that same uh, resolve, right? Our economy needs to show that same resolve, same tenacity as our way, right? Patara, the way, right? Nuwapu, sound, right, exact, right? Us as Yamasi people, us as renewed beings. And it's a new day, in a news day and time. We as a people should be emanating and being and reflecting, right? Our economy should be reflecting what we are disseminating to people, right? And I'm perspectively speaking, of course, right? So with that being said, forward thinking people, golden star, global people, greatly appreciate you all taking the time to vibe, right? So looking forward to those that take an interest to what's being said, right? For those that are able to make sense out of the way that I'm sharing this information, for the way that I'm sharing our new and improved bartering, trading, and exchanging ecosystem, right? For those that um, is able to, receive what's being said. Um, so looking forward to those that take interest and would like to schedule their one-on-one, right? Feel free to send a direct message right here on Clubhouse, or leave a message on YouTube whenever you um, view this on YouTube, right? Share it, give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Greatly appreciate, whatever way you would like to give your constructive criticism, because whether it's in an agreeable or disagreeable way to me, whether it's thumbs up or thumbs down, right? Either way, it's letting me know that improvement, the room for improvement is always there, and it encourages me to just get better at the way I'm sharing what I'm holding as value, right? So, with that being said, forward they can go to Star Global People. Greatly appreciate you all taking the time to vibe. This has been another live recording, right? Live in the Rammies, live at the Ramesses Lounge here in the clubhouse space, right? And it was live recorded on Zoom YouTube 19.19. This is our very own channel. As I say, this is uh, the first of many Yamasi Golden Star People Foundation exchange, right? Exclusive shares from Ramesses Lounge on Clubhouse. This is the first of many, and we will only get better at the way that we're sharing. Just have a little patience with your man, right? Because I'm not used to just talking without questions being asked. However, I'm knowing it's important for the information on what we have, right? What we are holding as value, with sharing to people, right? Sharing, putting this in the public space. It's important that even though no one is really in attendance listening or looking, right? In this case, because it's being recorded now, um, there's not many people as of yet. However, I'm knowing, right? Whenever you putting something out into the space, right, if the means on the way I'm sharing will become clearer because for the way that it's being shared can be cleaned up, right? Right now, it's coming in a little fuzzy, of course, because I don't want it to be overwhelming, right? I just want people to hear a little bit of information that piques your interest in inspiring people, encouraging people to ask exactly what do you mean by hashtag Yamasi People's Economy? What do you mean by hashtag Yamasi Economics? What do you mean by MLLM, Mentoring Leveraging Love Movement? What do you mean by GSUPP, Gold Standard Uplifting People Parties? Just what do you mean by that, right? I'm just doing my best to put the information out there in such a way that it grabs the attention of all those people that are forward thinking with their thoughts, that are looking to leave a legacy, right, for their posterity, looking to leave a legacy for their babies to inherit, right? At the same time, and all the while, right, creating a space that we can thrive in right now, right here, right now, today, right? Because as I've said before, what's becoming more apparent is heaven. And the only way that we can be able to experience heaven is that we have to start right now, right here today, so that when we return, we're able to enjoy what we've created right now and left to our babies, because they'll perfect what we right now get started, right? If that makes sense. So greatly appreciate you all taking the time, forward thinking for the start, global people. Have a strong and amazing rest of your day, right? Wherever you may be in the world, if it's shadow hour, if it's the early part of the day, if it's the afternoon, early day, early afternoon, early shadow hour, early evening, whatever you want, wherever you are in the world, right about this time, because I'm knowing, because we are global, and this message could be reaching you when it's afternoon, and even though right now for us it's the eve, I mean it's the shadow time, right? Wherever you may be, make it outstanding and amazing, right? On and with the purpose to uplifting yourself, each and every one of those that are close around you, and no doubt by us uplifting ourselves and uplifting those that are close around us by sharing what we are holding as value, that means that we are no doubt all uplifting humanity. And uplifting humanity is what it's all about, right? Don't allow no one or no thing to gain access to your nerves, right? That's making reference to your life. So don't allow no one to pluck your nerves, because all they want to do is try to ride on your nerves, right? No. Put your armor on and put the shield back up, right? Because you're supposed to be checking out the vibes and noticing that if someone's coming with the wrong type of intentions, you're supposed to deny them the access, right? For having amazing, outstanding, prosperous, and productive rest of your day. And take this piece with you. Powerful, potent, progressive energy always creates elevation, 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 elevation. Hey now, whoa now, it's a powwow. Hey now, whoa now, it's a powwow. There's no might as well as no power was. To what? That shall what? No. Shall prosper not. And there's no might, no power to be prosperous over us, nor have any type of influence in our lives before thee, Almighty, omnipotent, life giver source, Thank you, Source. I'm so honored. I'm so thankful. And I so very much appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to vibe in the session. Thank you, each and every one of you, for staying for the duration and listening to what's being said. Right? Honors and respect to all of the ancestors, all of those that came before us, all of the ancestors that was also here with us vibing in session, right? Because we must honor and respect them by acknowledging them and embracing them. So honors and respect. Thank you, all the mothers and fathers, great grandmothers and fathers. Thank you to all those that came before, right? And no doubt, honors and respect and appreciation to the All Mother, All Father. Oh, thank you. Taineen, Tera, Gaia. You know, that's nature, y'all. The All Mother, All Father. Thank you for allowing this day. Thank you for allowing us to have these bodies. Thank you for creating the oxygen. Thank you for yielding God's lovely, amazing self, right? All praise and gratitude to the Almighty Source for allowing us to have the cognitive ability to be mindfully aware for the day and time that we're in, right? Being mindful, the breath is where it is. We are breathless. As imperfections, we are also breathless with that breath that we live, that was that is breathed into us, right? All praises due to the Almighty Source for breathing breathing thine self into us, so that we may be as aspects as the all, as beings within the all, able to give thanks and appreciation to the Almighty Source for breathing into us and being able to allowing us to be able to perfect our beings, perfect ourselves as imperfection, as perfect as we possibly can be. Right now, we're still striving to perfect ourselves as beings. Thank you, Source, for allowing us to perfect ourselves, right? Thank you for allowing us to be mindful for your breath, allowing us to have the breath that we are able to breathe. Thank you, Source, Almighty, omnipotent, life-giver Source. Thank you, Source. Bismi el Khulum el Ali. Bismi el Khulum el Ilu el Ali. Ilium, Ilium el. Right? We're mindful of the breath. We're always mindful and aware and keeping in the forefront of our minds the importance of the breath, the importance of thine breath. Yahoo. Allahu. Yahoo. Allahu. Yahoo. Allahu. All praises to the Almighty Source. Thank you, Source. And thank you all. I greatly appreciate you all. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for your energy, time, attention. Have an amazing, outstanding, glorious 7 days. Or no, wait. This is Monday, right? Rest 6 days left for the 7 day cycle, right? Have an amazing rest of your 6 day strong days in this 7 day cycle. Make sure it's prosperous and productive. On and with purpose. For being supreme in your own right. Magnanimous. Right? Until we have the next vibing session on Monday. However, possibly Friday, this Friday, our next vibing session will be going in here at the Ramesses Lounge on Clubhouse. Until then, y'all, make sure y'all attain your assets. don't settle for anything less than being Golden Star Global. People. Overthinking people, Golden Star. Hey, overthinking people, Golden Star. Hey.